Hi traders, this is Sin with the New Level Trading Report for Wednesday, July 13th. Wall Street stopped a 3-day slide but ended well off the highs today as the suggestion of further Federal Reserve stimulus was taken by investors as a mixed blessing. The Dow gained 44 points, the Nasdaq was up 15 points, and the S&P gained 4 points. This is a 15-minute chart of our Dow Jones Index, and you can see I've drawn some levels here. This was yesterday, and you can see we actually broke the low from yesterday at 12,447, came up and tested this area around here at 12,611, but pretty much retraced back to that opening area here. This is our daily chart, and again we've continued to look at that, and what you're seeing now, and I want to just really see this here, is we've pretty much double bottomed here, but we also have topping tails. So to me, that's telling me complete indecision, and obviously we've got a lot of economic news coming up tomorrow, but that's what I'm seeing. I mean, look at this really large topping tail, and again, it's not unusual to see a trend come back to this and hit the backside of a trend line. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but again, I see these two topping tails, and so to me that's telling me we want to go back down. We're on actually below average volume though. So let's take a look at the S&P futures, and again you can see I've marked this area here around 1327. We came up there, we actually broke the high from yesterday, but then retraced, as I said, quite a bit of it. The low here yesterday was 12,095, so you can see we did retrace most of that, and right here would be the next area that I would expect to hit around this 1306. Again, watching what's going on tomorrow, but let's look at the daily, and again I've kept that trend line up, and you can see we came down, and what I always like is the actual body ended up above this trend line on the backside, and now we have this really large, almost a gravestone doji, and that's very bearish, and we're on above average volume. So to me that's telling me that we want to go down, but there's so much news coming up, I'm just going to wait to see what happens. This is what the Nasdaq looks like. And what I did was I drew a trend line, and obviously this isn't a legitimate trend line because it's not really touching all these points, but I just wanted to show you the downtrend that we've had over the last week. And you can see here this low at 2330, and it looks like at least we want to test this 2338 area, and then the possibility is that we could do come back down here, although we did make a higher high here, but we ended on the lows today. So let's take a look at the dollar now, and again still acting as our contrarian. You can see we had a lot of chop throughout the overnight session, but then that really heavy duty sell-off in early hours, but then a bounce here. But again, the important story is what's happening on the daily. We've talked so much about it, but we had that 5 touches, but now we actually broke through. We broke through yesterday, and we touched this 200 period moving average, and this is on a daily chart, and now it looks almost like a reversal candle here, and we've broken back down through it. So what we talked about is the fact that this could just be in a congestion area for some time, and I won't, you can't see it, but it could come all the way into this area, and you can see my next guess would be that we're going to come down, at least test this 74, 76 area. We're on above average volume today too. So let's take a look at FinViz, and again this is what we're looking like. We tried to come up off the lows today, had a really nice move up actually on all the indices you can see, but sold off throughout the day. And obviously Bernanke spoke, and as I said, there's a possibility of a new QE3, and investors aren't necessarily liking that. So let's take a look at our heat map, which really isn't telling us much. You see a little bit of green, but it's a really dark green, so a little bit kind of like a Christmas tree, but not a lot going on. Let's take a look at the bubble study, and you can see the big winner today was TI, which is a titanium metal company, up about 7%, and also this is a news company up about 3.7%, and you can see they were on the lows, so they've bounced on the lows and the volumes come in, and a nice day for NWSA. So this is Baker Hughes, also had a really nice day, about 3.3% up. Apple was up about 1.2%, and you can see again what I always try to mention is this is the 0 line and this is the 2% line. So most stocks had a 0 to 2% gain and let's stretch this a little bit here. ALTR, that's a semiconductor company, down about 3.1%. PLD, which is Prologis, it's actually a REIT, and that was down about 2.3%. VNO, which is another realty company, down about 1.9%. So you can see we do have some stocks, but again, here's our zero line, and most of those are below 1% down. So again, not a bad day for trading stocks to the upside. Let's talk about what's going on economically, and let's go right here. Lots of big news coming up tomorrow and Friday. So you can see tomorrow, initial claims, continuing claims, retail sales, a big one, retail sales in auto, PPI, that's the purchasing index and or purchasing managers, and this is the core PPI, and business inventories as well. So lots of really big data tomorrow, and on heels of having quite a bit of new earnings information coming out. So you can see, though, a lot of more important reporting coming in for economics, the core CPI and Empire Manufacturing and so forth. So just lots of really important information coming in. Let's take a look at earnings tomorrow. Again, we've started our earnings season, and you can see here tomorrow we have Google, which is the big one, JPM, which is JP Morgan, JBHT, which is a trucking company, and again, that's transportation, so that's telling of what's going to happen as we move forward. This is a regional bank, CBST, which is a pharmacy company, FCS, which is semiconductor. This is Washington Federal, and TXI, which is Texas Industries. So again, lots of information coming in tomorrow, so we'll just have to watch it and trade it. That's what we do. Anyway, thanks again for checking in. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.